How did I got rid of fungus gnats? Which is your favorite place online to buy plant? Which is a great beginner plant? Hey guys, welcome back to another new video. So as you guys can see by the title of this video, it's going to be a Q&A. We're gonna get all close and personal. So let's start reading some questions. So how many plants do I have? I have almost at this point over 200 plants. I used to have 300 plants, like, you know, around 300, but I ended up moving closer to my grandma and with my aunts and my other aunts. So I've been giving out a lot of my plants to my family members, and it's just been it's been really fun sharing the plant love as well. And I don't know, it's just I've been giving out plants. I've also been selling some plants that I just stopped loving for, and I just don't find the passion in it anymore, like in that specific plant, or I'm having difficulties with it. I just sell them. But now I have around a little bit over 200 plants. Which is your favorite place online to buy plants? It will be Etsy for the variety of plants and the options of like the price options that they have as well, because they have so many sellers on Etsy. There's so many different prices and so many different plants that you can like buy. But for peace of mind, because like just because it's Etsy and it's a great company, there's still some sellers that I personally have had that terrible experience with. So at this point, I'm not really buying any more plants from Etsy because of like my experience that I had with some sellers. But before that ended up happening, I had some sellers that were super sweet and amazing. Like they're just super sweet. But like a mini thank you letter on the packaging, which is like the most cutest things out there. The smallest things really do matter. But yeah, at this point, like I'm just playing it safe. I'm not buying any more plants on Etsy. But for the prices and the options of plants that they have, Etsy is a great place to look at. Just be very careful on where you're buying your plants, like which seller. But for peace of mind, I think plantarina.com, she has one of the most cleanest websites. Her plants, she has like great plant options. The prices are a little bit high on some plants, but you're also paying for like the quality of like the experience that you're having like with buying plants with her. The shipping's amazing, like the customer support is amazing. Everything from plantarina.com on her website, it's literally top notch, and I really do appreciate it. But the plants are a little bit pricey. How did I got rid of fungus gnats? So I used to have like, I never really had a pest issue, like multiple pest issues. I only had one a time in my plant journey, which was fungus gnats. It was random. It just came out of nowhere. Like, I mean, I knew it was gonna happen because like, you know, like when you have a lot of plants, it happens. Like it came from one getting to my face, the next day three started getting into my face, and like throughout like within a week there was so many fungus gnats in my apartments. So I ended up doing some research, and I ended up buying some sticky traps, which are like really cheap on like on stores or online as well. I ended up placing 3 sticky traps on my bedroom and like some on the kitchen, on the living room. Also, I was bottom watering a lot of my plants. I stopped top watering because like fungus gnats, they need to get like on the soil, and they do not lay their eggs on dry soil. They like to lay their eggs on wet, moist soil. So I ended up doing bottom watering, and in all honesty, it has really solved my fungus gnats issue. So sticky traps and bottom watering, it literally does miracles. I also heard some people use like mosquito bits. Talking about bottom watering because of the fungus gnat, I also ended up finding out a lot of plants, a lot of my plants really do appreciate bottom watering, because like they're taking their time to absorb all the water that they can, get their leaves all lush in water, and also saturating the soil and not getting it wet but moist. A lot of my plants have been thriving with bottom watering. It does take a lot of time, and it is time consuming, but it's very worth it, and your plants will really appreciate it. Who is your favorite plant YouTuber? So I have multiple. I cannot just pick one. My number one is Plantarina, because she is so down to earth and so honest. She does give out very valuable information. She's a very wisdom woman on the plant community. And then it's Harley G. She has the most like watchable content, as in like, it's like if you're in a bad mood, definitely binge watch Harley G's content, because it's so, I don't know, it really does pick up your mood. Whenever I'm having like a really terrible day, I just end up binge watching Harley G's videos, because like they're so good. And for like outdoor plants and just like garden answer, she has not just outdoor plants, she literally does succulents, houseplants, decor, recipes. She does everything, and she literally uploads, I think, daily, which is like insane because her content is amazing. I think she's getting close to 1 million subscribers, which she totally deserves, and she deserves even more, because like her content, like I'm telling you, like it's so good, very like informative. Garden answer is like my number one. Plantarina is like down to earth. Harley G has like very enjoyable content to watch if you're having a really bad day. Which is your favorite plant? So my favorite plants, I have a lot, but my main one is calenthias. They have the most beautiful foliage, like beyond beautiful. They're just a little bit fussy if you have low humidity and very hard water because like they really need a lot of humidity. They don't like to dry out. Some of them can tolerate it, others cannot. Majority of them, they will throw a fit if you like let it dry out for a very long time. When I'm saying long, I mean like 3 days. They really do not like dry soil. They like to have their soil super moist, not wet, but moist, and the air very humid. But if you can give them those two things, they would really just like flourish and grow home. Like I said, like they have the most beautiful foliage. They really are like the icebreakers. Like when you have people coming over, that's like the first plant that they see beautiful and like so fun to talk about because like I said, like they're drama queens, but at the same time like they're just so they're amazing plants. I love them so much. Which is your least favorite plant? I have two. It's ferns and crotons. I love them so much. They look so beautiful. Like I love their foliage. I love the plants. I just do not like them. As in like I struggle with these plants so bad. Ferns, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. I just every time I buy one, it looks very promising with these beautiful green leaves, but I put it in my home and it starts dropping leaves like crazy. It looks like brown confetti on the floor. And then with crotons, their leaves are just beautiful, so like festive and colorful to look at. But at the same time, I don't know what's wrong with me with crotons, but I always kill them. They just always dry out or drop their leaves. I don't know. But they are the most beautiful plants. I mean, ferns are just like so tropical. Like they really make your room look very tropical. And then crotons have the most beautiful foliage. One of the most beautiful foliage, because like their leaves are just so festive and colorful because they're just full of colors. But yeah, those are my least favorites because I can't keep them alive. Which is a great beginner plant? Salsiferias, hands down, because they can really tolerate low light conditions. They can tolerate bright light conditions. I think they can also tolerate like a little bit of direct sunlight, which is like great because like the fact that it can tolerate very low light conditions and it can tolerate like a little bit of direct light, it's great. It can really survive in a lot of households. You can't really kill this plant because it doesn't need high humidity. It literally thrives in neglect. You buy it, you place it, you ignore it. Like once in a month, you just gotta water it depending on like your environment. Sometimes you have to water it more than others. But in my conditions, like I literally just like have it outdoors. I don't even like touch it. I just look at it. I enjoy how beautiful it is. And I just water it like once a month, and it's been growing like crazy in this growing season. So yeah, salsiferias are like the most easiest plants, and also there's so many different varieties of salsiveria. They're a really fun plant. One of my favorite ones is the moonshine salsiveria. So this is a moonshine salsiveria. As you guys can see, she is kind of cute. Now she was in the low light conditions in my apartment, so as you guys can see, it's a little bit green. Well, it's still like a pretty color, but usually it's like a silverly blue color, and it's very beautiful. And then I have this big girly that I had, and literally no light conditions. All I had was just like artificial lighting, and she has grown so long. She's been doing her thing. This is a new plant from this year, which is like insane how fast it has grown. And then this one, I just bought it like I think like last week at Walmart. It's just so beautiful. Like it's so cute. How old are you? I am 20 years old, going to be 21 in a couple months, as in like 5 months. So yeah, I'm gonna be 21, which is kind of crazy. Which is one of your wish list plants? White Calentha Fusion. I have a lot of plants on my wish list, but like the number one is the White Calentha Fusion because like I said, Calenthas are my favorite, and like plants that have like white variegation, it's just like oof, it's my sweet spot. I love them so much. And the White Calentha Fusion is just one of those plants. And also I heard stories that they're very difficult to take care of, and for some reason I like to like challenge myself. I like to be very difficult. You know, I like the challenging plants. White Calentha Fusion is at the top of my list. Now, the last question is, what got you into plants? In general, like outdoor plants and just plants like trees and like landscaping and like vegetable gardening. It was my grandma. She is always like, when I was little, I used to always see her like in the yard like watering her plants. And when I became like I think 14 or 13 or 12, I'm not that sure, she ended up giving like a little section in her backyard, and I ended up growing like a bunch of like different varieties of vegetables. I think I grew like 15 like corn, lettuce, radishes, tomatoes, spinach, cilantro. I ended up growing so many plants in that little section for years. Yeah, she really got me into plants. Now, houseplants, it was my apartment. As soon as I moved in, it was all great. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have my own place. But little did I know, the lighting was terrible. It was so disconnected from nature, which is what I really didn't like about it. I was so blessed, and I'm still beyond thankful that I had an apartment for myself. I had an apartment that I lived in that I called my own home, but at the same time, it was just so dead. So throughout the time of me living in those apartments, I ended up buying a lot of plants. I literally started my entire collection. I believe my first plant was literally the salsiveria, and then it was the golden pothos and so on. But yeah, as soon as I moved into my apartments, it just really got me into houseplants. And then I started watching other like plant influencers and like people who have the same passion for houseplants. It just got stronger and stronger and stronger, and it just, I don't know, I'm a plant hoarder now. Alrighty you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys learned something or had a few laughs. If you didn't, I failed as a creator, but I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.